So if you're watching, you probably have some interest in the recent trend on distressed and biker denim. Personally, I think it's a good look if you're trying to add more flair to your outfit without doing too much to it. I'd say that the two subcategories of denim go hand in hand as they both give off that same aesthetic. By that I mean like they show that you know what's in and you pull it off. Hopefully. But before you go full auto on a bunch of pairs of distressed denim, there are some ground rules. An example would be like if you get a pair with rips on the higher part of your thigh, unless you're in a gay nightclub, nobody wants to see your penis hanging out the hole. A tip I found useful is to wear a solid colored pair of boxer briefs, preferably like the stretchy dry fit athletic type so that they don't move around while you're wearing your pants and the color behind the rips stays in tone with your outfit. Either that or go full whitey tighty and rock those thighs proud, fam. But getting back on topic, those jeans you see on high profile people like Justin Bieber, Harry Styles, Scott Disick, they're most likely from expensive high fashion brands like Saint Laurent or Balmain.
We call them Balmains.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But you don't need to drop a pretty penny on a pair of edgy denim that you just want to try out. If you're still testing the waters on this look, there are many brands out there that share similar designs parallel to those high-end fashion houses. Anyways, the first brand that everyone recommends is Represent. They have a wide assortment of distressed and biker denim that you can choose from, and a lot of their designs are very similar to Balmain.
Balmains.
The quality of their denim is praised heavily throughout the community, but the price tag isn't exactly the lowest. On average, you'll find their jeans to be around like $100 to $130, depending on the design. You can go check them out if you have some extra cash to spare and want something high in quality. The next brand that I want to mention is Embellish NYC. So now, I won't go too much into them because they have pretty similar designs to Represent, but their prices are just a tad lower. So if you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of quality for that extra $1 off, you can go see what they have to offer. I know the first two brands were pretty expensive, kind of going against my name, but I want to give some choices to you who are willing to invest a lot into this look. These next ones aren't so pricey, so for those of you that don't want to spend a solid bill on some denim, you can check these ones out. So this next brand is called Marnier Devoir, so you can flex on your friends and pretend it's on par with some high fashion brand that nobody can pronounce. This brand has a good assortment of jeans you can choose from, and it's at about half the price from the previous two brands mentioned. About $65 a piece, give or take. So now that your friends ask you what brand your jeans are, just be like, Marnier Devoir, and just be very, very condescending about it.
French is the language of love. Oh, say it again, Dexter. Omelette de fromage.
Another hella cheap brand with a solid name is Bullhead Denim. These guys have distressed and biker denim for about $30, but I wouldn't be too big-headed about it as you can find these at your local PacSun. Now, buying stuff from PacSun isn't necessarily a bad thing, but don't overdo it with all the mallcore, fuckboyish pieces. Since you're only paying $30 a piece, don't expect the quality to be on point with some of the other brands that have higher price points. Price does not always equal quality, but in this case it does. But since you're just testing your style, you can later invest more money into a solid pair when you get more comfortable in the look. And if not, you really only spent $30, so you should be fine. Last brand I'm going to be mentioning is H&M. Most of you guys already know of this brand. Probably all of you guys know of this brand, but not gonna lie, they got some trendy stuff for cheap. You can find a lot of this stuff on sale, and if you get lucky, you can probably cop a pair of denim for $20. They have a lot of different distressing styles, so you can pick one to your comfort. And if you don't like any of the selection, there's always an option for getting a plain pair and doing it yourself. Even if you do mess up on the DIY, the denim is really cheap, so you're not really losing too much money anyways. To wrap up the video, if you're not a baller like me and can't afford Balmain or Saint Laurent on the daily, you can look up to Represent or Embellish NYC. They got a lot of similar designs to high-end brands for a fraction of the price. If those two brands are too expensive for your position right now, don't sweat it. You can find some cheaper alternatives at Manier Devoir. And at the same time, you can ask your friends to excuse your French like a real condescending fuckboy. If you're looking for some denim to test the waters, I do suggest checking out Bullhead at PacSun or H&M for your broke boy needs. Alright, thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope I was able to help you out on deciding whether you want to try out the trend or go full auto on it. Please leave a comment on what you want to see and what you want to see more of. Send me your fits and questions at frugalaesthetic@gmail.com and follow me on Instagram at frugal_aesthetic. Hope you have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.